edition of Western Podcast on Real People's Issue. My name remains Michael C. George, and today we have, of course, our co-host, Mrs. Abigail. It's nice having you in this studio. You look very beautiful.
Thank you.
And also, today is amazing. We have someone who is special, someone who is unique. He's not just a pastor, he's a business development strategist, and God has used him to do different things in the lives of people. Today we have Pastor Uche Mbaike in the studio. You're welcome so much, sir.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you
It's good
for
to have you. It's good to have you. All right, so today in this edition of the podcast, we'll be talking about depression, the way out. Yes, I know a lot of young people out there, man, depression is killing you. Depression is dealing with you.
Yeah, you're right, Nigel. The question is really eating up young people these days, and I just want to say to you people, like, I know some of you are watching and depressed, but just relax. God is going to visit you in this edition.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask Pastor Uche,
yeah.
when can you say someone is depressed?
Okay. Thank you for having me. Thank you. There are so many definitions. There are so many causes. But when you're having a low on your mood, so I'm speaking to young people. Many of us are depressed because we are constantly on a low mood, and then you lose interest. And then sometimes you tend to think negative about yourself, and sometimes you separate yourself from the things that fascinate you, things that you love doing. So depression has a lot of causes and several manifestations, but one can say to be depressed when one is actually on a low or negative vibes, which we call, and constantly on that dimension. So I would say you are depressed. You're losing interest with what you love doing or once loved doing.
Right.
Thank you.
So basically what you're saying is that you say someone is depressed when the person has lost interest in the things he or she loves doing and all that.
Depressed, these young people, is a form of hopelessness. You don't see yourself surviving, doing better than you have done already. For example, you failed an exam. We're going to get to how to cope with it. Yeah. You failed an exam. You see yourself as a failure. Failing an exam is an event. You don't generalize it that it's just an event. Yes.
Wow.
So you don't say, I'm a failure because an event happened. Sometimes it's not what happens to you, but what you make out of that. Because the same someone else will fail the exam and study hard. Like, for example, and then there's people go through traumatizing situations. Let me speak about a form of depression, which is called rejection. Okay. Rejection is the inability to give or receive love. Rejection. A lot of ladies are rejected. They don't have the ability to give or receive love. So you tell a lady, I love you. She thinks you're lying.
Yeah.
Not because she cannot receive the love and she can't give it out.
Is it as a result of an experience she had, she had or something?
It's a sickness of the soul. I think depression could lead to this rejection I'm talking about. Okay. So it's crazy because when you see people out there, you think they are whole. They are sick. Of course, some people are not sick in the body, but they are sick in their soul. So this rejection is severe. So it will destroy your relationship. It's that bad. So in a relationship, you see some ladies, they are getting into a relationship, they are not whole. They are sick in their soul. The most severe form is the mental one, which is obvious. But this one I'm talking about, you see in a relationship, you see the lady doesn't have healthy self-esteem. You come, you say, okay, my dear, sorry, can I talk to you later? It doesn't mean that you don't have my time. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Depression is also a spirit.
Okay.
There's a spirit involved in it. And then these things work in network. These things they say in English, birds of a feather flock together. So, sometimes it could be failure. Somebody just failed an exam. Like I said, it's an event. Yeah. And then the person gets depressed and start thinking. Does it mean I'm a failure? That's why when we get to how to cope out of it, we'll see what to do in that direction. And does it mean I'm a failure? Does it mean there's nothing good out of me? Everybody passed WAEC, I failed, and all that. As you're thinking, then a voice starts speaking to you.
Exactly.
That's the spirit. Yeah. Say, Chinaya, what's the solution? Say, end it. You keep hearing, end it. My failure of an exam, you have gone to depression. From a little failure, it has entered depression. Now depression is full blown. End it. Some people that have been very depressed, they think They hallucinate. They see, they tell you, I heard voices.
Wow.
Because you've opened your soul,
Yeah.
remember? So there's an
You've opened your
infiltration.
soul.
So the young
Wow.
people, you do some things, you don't really know the grievous implications to what you're doing. You engage in drug, you're opening up your soul.
Yeah.
You engage in alcohol.
Wow. Wow.
You know, you
Wow.
bride. And then when that thing comes, you say, end it, end it. You see, the person can't think, can't see beyond WAEC. Can't think that exam, can't think straight again. Stop. Then the feeling of hopelessness comes. The depression.
Yeah.
You look at the person, mood swing, low. But some people, they are so depressed, and then they have superiority complex. They are showing